It's 6:45 a.m. You're at your desk, markets open in under 3 hours. Charts are up, coffee's hot. You think you're ready, but you're not. What's about to cost you money today isn't your strategy, your indicators, or your entry and exit. It's you, your head, your emotions, your patterns, the stuff running in the background you don't even know is there. I'm Evan Marks. I spent 25 years on Wall Street as a trader and portfolio manager. And what I learned in those 25 years had almost nothing to do with technicals or fundamentals. So I decided to coach traders on the thing that matters most, the mental edge. Here are the 8 lessons that took me 25 years to learn. Some of them almost broke me. All of them made me better. So if you're serious about trading and your mental game, you need to hear this. If you're not, leave. This isn't for you. Lesson 1, treat trading like a performance sport. This is the most important lesson I learned on Wall Street. Trading is a performance game. There are a lot of smart people on Wall Street. Intelligence isn't the edge. Everyone has access to the same information now. The edge is how fast you make decisions and how well you make them under pressure. And that comes down to sleep, hydration, mental conditioning. The full picture. What most people miss is this. Trading psychology is similar to sports psychology, but it's not entirely the same. In sports, the game stops. There's a halftime, timeouts. In trading, it never stops. You're sitting in constant uncertainty with no breaks. On Wall Street, every single day is game day. This game is 90% mental. And if you're average on Wall Street, you're not breaking even. You're losing at massive scale. Lesson 2, your unconscious projects itself onto the market. This was the hardest lesson I had to accept. Your unconscious mind is so powerful, it will project itself directly onto your trades. You don't even realize it's happening. People are always trying to prove something, always filling a void. For me, it was validation. I blew my knees out in college, lost my identity as an athlete, and that void followed me onto my trading floor for years. Certain losses in life can't be restored. But you know, the problem isn't the loss. The problem is trying to fill an unfillable void with money, wins, or success. A lot of traders are doing this right now, and they don't even know it. It shows up as irrational behavior, attachment to outcomes, and projection onto the market. Lesson 3, talent without effort will humble you. In my first 5 years on Wall Street, I thought talent was enough. I was naturally good. I could stay out late and still perform. I assumed I just figure it out, sitting in front of the screens possibly. I was wrong. Talent without effort will humble you. And I got humbled. Your natural ability is not a substitute for preparation, discipline, and hard work. Not even close. Lesson 4, 3 things separate pros from amateurs: preparation, mental edge, and respect for the game. If you're missing any one of those, you're just not a professional. Lesson 5, risk is not just a number. Most people think risk as financial, a number on a screen. That's wrong. Risk has a qualitative dimension most people ignore until it's too late. And that is risking your mental capital. A trader making $1 million a year loses $150,000. Not a huge financial hit. Then it loses another 50 grand. Now mental capital starts to crack. Now they need 200,000 back just to get even. And now they're gambling to get there. Everything they built gets thrown out the window. People think the biggest cost of losing money is the financial hit. It's not. The mental hit is what destroys you. If you're not strong enough to absorb it, your mental capital sometimes never fully comes back. That's why when things are going bad, I'm always looking for the next exit, not just the first one, the second, the seventh. I don't care how much money has already been made or lost. Every exit you take when things are going wrong is protecting your mental capital. Because the longer you stay in a deteriorating situation, the damage compounds. The mental damage that compounds is what ends careers. Lesson 6, how to preserve mental capital on a losing streak. I'll be straight with you. You can't fully preserve it. You're getting hit, accept that. The real question is, how do you slow the rate of mental capital loss? You don't need big P&L moves. You need to start building space. Being down 800 grand instead of $1 million sounds small, but that is a lot. That's how you score on a losing streak. Small recoveries build mental footing. The trap is what I call the Louisville Slugger moment. When traders are down, they throw out every other club, and the only thing they swing with is for home runs. That is always the wrong move. The reframe is simple. Where are we right now? Where do I need to be? And how do we create the space between those 2 points intentionally? And part of my job for all the elite traders that I coach is catching the decline before it gets out of hand. I'm listening. When someone's speech starts to speed up, when the emotional tone shifts, that's the signal. That's when we need to create space before it becomes a hole that we really can't climb out of. Lesson 7, discipline has nothing to do with willpower. Most people confuse these two, but they're completely different. Willpower is a depleting resource. You can resist a cookie at 7 a.m., but the same cookie at 7 p.m., good luck. You don't have the energy to do it. Willpower runs out. Now, discipline is really self-care. That's the actual definition. It's about how you treat yourself. Do you respect yourself enough to build structures that support you? I'm a coach. I talk about mental performance, and I still have trainers and systems in place. None of that is willpower. It's really self-respect. So take willpower, throw it out the window. Discipline is self-care, building routines that reflect self-respect. So you're not fighting yourself every single day. Now here's a big one, lesson number 8, protect your sleep. If there's one thing I tell every trader is this, you gotta protect your sleep. I'm not saying you can't go out with your friends, but if you're not respecting your sleep, take your expectations and throw them out. Sleep is a non-negotiable at the level Wall Street demands. These 8 lessons took me 25 years to learn. Every one of them ties back to one thing, the mental game. You can either keep ignoring it and continue burning through time and money, or you can do something about it. That's why I built the M1 Mental Trading Academy. It's 6 weeks. I coach you through building a real mental foundation for trading. Emotional awareness, decision-making under pressure, aggressive patience, and nervous system regulation. Everything you need to separate yourself from the 99% of traders who never figure this out. I've used this with thousands of traders, and the results speak for themselves. Click the link below and sign up. Now, if you're really serious, book a discovery call with me directly. We'll talk about where you are, where you want to go. And if you want to know how to think like a top 1% trader, watch this video right here. I'll see you there.